Whether you're looking for a new job or hoping to attract opportunities, I'm going to show you how to prompt AI assistants like ChatGPT and Claude to help with your personal brand. I'm Hillary Black, and I am a conversation designer, marketer, and content creator in the conversational AI industry. I'm also working on improving my prompt design skills. First, we're going to start with LinkedIn, which is key if you are wanting to maintain some sort of professional personal brand online or if you are looking for new jobs. I'm not sure if you know this, but you can actually download a PDF of your LinkedIn, which is going to come in super handy as we're going to be using Claude and their document upload feature for this specific prompt. So I personally like to use Claude a bit more than ChatGPT. I just find that it is more creative and the writing is a little bit better in terms of the results. So what I'm going to be doing here is I downloaded the PDF of my LinkedIn profile, and then I also downloaded my resume, which I'm going to be uploading here. And just what I'm going to do is try to create a summary of my brand and see if it is in line with what I want to be portraying on my LinkedIn profile. So I'm just going to add my content. So as you can see, I've uploaded these two PDFs. And then I'm just going to say, can you summarize this person? So as you can see, Claude is already doing a really great job of summarizing in quite a lengthy way my LinkedIn profile and my resume. So this is a really good way just to make sure that you are communicating the points that you want to on your LinkedIn and your resume. So you can see, based on the documents that I provided, they can summarize me and they pulled my name out of this as follows. I'm a conversation designer, content creator, community leader, marketing professional. So it is kind of pulling through my experience and things that I didn't necessarily spell out on my LinkedIn profile. And it just is giving me a summary of all of my skills, all of my experience, etc. So then I'm just going to go in and say, how would you describe the personal brand of Hillary based on this content? And let's see what it comes up with. So it's really giving me a long list of points to describe my personal brand. And this is going to come in super, super handy if you are the type of person who, is wanting to create content, or maybe you are just trying to collaborate with brands, hoping to attract opportunities. This is going to show you exactly what type of thing you are attracting based on the type of person that you are. And I think that you could really use it to figure out how you might better expand your about section, or how you can summarize your experience and your skills in your resume, and just kind of like pinpoint these different things based on the content that it has and based off the way that you're being perceived. So even just saying that I'm an approachable expert, this is not something that I have ever written anywhere. And just seeing that it's saying my brand voice is friendly and accessible, and it is evidenced by my self-description as an internet best friend, my casual language and professional contexts. So this is very, very helpful in terms of making a mini brand guide for myself and just using these different 11 different key brand attributes that Claude has given to me just based on, these two questions and these two documents that I have provided. So I just find this type of content to be very, very helpful when you are maybe working on editing your website and you want to have these keywords for your personal brand. You just want to know how you can sort of personify yourself in any sort of press content or something like that, if you are trying to make those types of documents to maybe apply for a content collaboration or apply as a speaker, and just know these bullet points for yourself that are just coming across based on how you are putting yourself out there online, not necessarily based on what you want to be. And then another key tip that you could use this information for, and use especially your LinkedIn profile upload that you're going to use within Claude, is to see how you match up with different job listings or different opportunities that you're trying to apply for or hoping to attract, based on that skill crossover. So if I am to find a job posting online that I really want to apply for, I could copy and paste it into Claude and say, based on my experience, do you think I'm qualified for this job? So let's do just that. So I have found a job posting on LinkedIn, which is the title of Automation and Chatbot Operations Lead at TikTok Shop. Is Hillary qualified for this job? And I'm also going to back it up and say, could you Summarize what experience and qualifications Hillary has that makes her a quality candidate for this role. And then I'm going to just paste in the exact job description that I found. So as you can see, this is coming back with this personalized information based off of my LinkedIn profile and my resume that is sort of just saying why I am a person who is qualified for this job. So I appear to be a strong candidate for this role. And then here's a summary of my qualifications and experience. So you could use this information that it is pulling out for, the job application or during your interview to kind of highlight, I have experience in leadership and automation and chatbot development, team management experience. And this is kind of cross sectioning or creating an Venn diagram based off your experience and your personal brand and the job posting. And so it's really a good way to kind of see if you're qualified for jobs that you want to apply for, but also just a way that you can position yourself through those applications, through those conversations to make people know this is why my experience is relevant. And especially if, unlike me, you don't have experience in conversation design or conversational AI, and you're looking for ways to relate maybe your project manager experience or your customer service experience or your teaching experience, and you're looking for how those skills can be best positioned for jobs when you're trying to make a pivot, using something like this is very, very helpful in making sure that you're communicating how those skills directly relate in ways that you may have not thought of. This is something that you're also going to be able to do within ChatGPT or whatever other tool that you might want to use, whether it's Copilot or something entirely different. But like I said, Claude is just kind of what I like to use just based on the way that it writes. I find that it is very relevant and my favorite based on my personal brand. So you might find that you like a different one, and you could even compare them and see what types of results you get. And so one more thing that I want to add on to this is could you suggest some jobs for Hillary as she advances in her career? So you could potentially use it as something to create some sort of career trajectory, or if you're looking to pivot into a different industry, or if you're just looking for ideas of like what comes next in your career, you could definitely ask something like Claude how you could advance in your career. So let's see what it says. So here are the different jobs that it is sort of gaining for me. And so I don't really know, I guess, what this is based off of. So you could just say, based on positions that are within this like realm or in this type of industry, or Hillary wants to transition to a role in AI. So some of the things that it is suggesting to me, which I find very interesting, that it is sort of split between the types of companies that it is. So chief conversational officer or head of conversational AI at a large tech company. A CCO is not something that I've heard of before. So I find this to be very, I guess, exciting. And potentially it could be the future of, conversation design roles. VP of product for a conversational AI platform, director of customer experience, head of AI ethics and responsible AI, chief marketing officer for an AI focused startup, which is essentially like what my job is now. AI education program director at a major university. So it's just interesting to see both the descriptions of these and just kind of get an idea of where it could go. I think if you are looking for jobs right now and you're just finding yourself very uninspired by what you're seeing, doing something like this can just help you brainstorm things that you could search or companies that you could look into, like you never thought of working for a government agency or something like that. It's a really great place to just do your brainstorming and help come up with creative ideas for how you can advance in your career. So the last super helpful thing that you can use AI agents for to help improve your personal brand is with your website. And so this is something that is super, super helpful if you have a website, if you are coming up with case studies, if you have a portfolio and you're using any of those anywhere, you can kind of just get a sense of what your content is like, what your personal brand is like, but also how you can improve that content. And so this is something that I have done the other day. So I wanted to get feedback on my case study that I had created for my website. So first, this was how I found out. I said, "Can you give feedback on a website?" And then I, found out, provide the website links and details and let me know what you would like feedback on. And so what I did was I created this prompt and I just said, "Summarize this web page, give me feedback on the case study, including suggestions." So basically, I wanted it to summarize what was there and then return with feedback and suggestions for how I could improve this particular case study. And so then I included the direct link to that case study on my website. So it gave me a nice little summary. And as you can see, this is so much shorter than the results that you get with Claude. So definitely keep that in mind if you are using Claude. A lot of times I will say, provide a short summary, or I will give an amount of characters that I want it to stay within because it definitely is very prolific in terms of its writing. So basically, it gave me a case study saying, this describes a project for a global cosmetics retailer through customer support on Facebook Messenger and Twitter DM. It said what the project had involved, which were all things that I outlined within my case study. And then it said, I included also writing samples and personalized guides. So the feedback that it was giving me was based on the content and the design as well. So it said it was well structured, but can benefit from more visual elements, before and after comparisons, which is definitely something that is very true. And I think true to case studies in general, they can be full of a lot of words. So this is something that I can absolutely work on. And then also saying examples of how the strategy improved, including metrics. So this was something that I didn't include because the project was quite short. So I did not have those numbers, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you do have that information. So even saying then I had asked, are there more ways I could make this case study exemplify my area of expertise in AI conversation design? And then it was saying these are different things that I could do in order to improve the case study and just say, this is why I'm an expert. So since this is more content and case study focused and not necessarily revolving around my personal brand, I'm also going to ask a few more things about just my general website. So I will just say, can you summarize the personal brand of this person based on their website? So I'm not revealing that it is me who has this website. So then I'll just put the link to my website and see what it has to say. So it's basically saying, as conveyed through my website, here is the information about my personal brand. So basically, I have an expertise in conversation design, user experience, strategic consulting, technical skills, and creative problem solving. My portfolio highlights a commitment to customer engagement through innovation. These are all things that I, again, have not said on my website, and it is sort of just like pulling it from what is going on there. So I do find this to be definitely, again, a lot shorter than the one that we saw on Claude. That was, an 11-point list of something. But I could even just say, describe key characteristics based on their website content. So let's see how many it gives me here. So it is, again, this is kind of just summarizing the paragraph that it already had. And I do find it very interesting just to see the differences between the two assistants. So I do think that Claude focused a lot more on sort of the words that I was using. And then, ChatGPT is focusing a bit more on my work in general. And based on the fact that this is my entire website contents, which includes a lot more words than just my LinkedIn profile, and that had downloaded as a PDF. So not even the content that I'm putting on LinkedIn, not even the conversations I'm having, and then my resume, which includes even less information. I do find that these results are not as helpful, I guess I would say. And so just keep that in mind when you're choosing which platform you want to be using. And also keep in mind that you can use more than one. You can ask these prompts, you can ask these questions to any of the various AI assistants that are out there, and you will get different results. And so that's obviously something to keep in mind when you're using it for anything, personal brand or otherwise, that the results are going to vary. And that, of course, they're not going to be entirely accurate all the time. But for this, I'm keeping the scope incredibly narrow. And so obviously it is returning things that are based on that website content. I hope you enjoyed these quick prompt exercises and how you can use ChatGPT and Claude to improve your personal brand, see how you're showing up online, improve your LinkedIn profile and your website. If you have any creative ideas that came out of this video, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to try them out for myself.